Hello and welcome to the Cryptocurrency News channel. Well, it does not look like the dump will stop this week. I don't think Bitcoin will dump that much more, but the stock market is low. And if you were hoping for a decoupling from the stock market for Bitcoin and Ethereum, it's probably not happening. The inflows of Bitcoin and Ethereum have remained very high, and inflows into exchanges have greatly outclassed outflows. Now, generally, what this means is there's more inflows than outflows. That means people are dumping their Bitcoin on the exchanges to sell, so that raises the chance for a dump. If there's more tether going into exchanges, that means they're dumping tether in the exchanges to buy Bitcoin, which means possible pump. Of course, if there's a bunch of Bitcoin leaving exchanges, that means that people are holding long term, which generally means prices slowly going up. But the thing is, that's not always permanent. People bring and trade Bitcoin and Tether on the exchanges for many other reasons. So many times this does not hold true. Recently, despite the stock market dump, Bitcoin has held well around $30,000. So maybe that is an equilibrium price, but there might be a dump down to 28 or even 27,000 this week because basically there was more than $1.1 billion of Bitcoin flowing into exchanges in a single day on Monday, and that was yesterday. But that's not the main thing. If there's 1.1 billion flowing in and there's 1.1 billion flowing out, that's not that much of a problem. But there was a net inflow of 67 million in a single day, and that is pretty huge. A net inflow is basically number of going in minus number going out. So overall, there's 67 million more Bitcoin, $1 million of Bitcoin on exchanges that might actually sell. So this is basically the same for Ethereum, whose net flows were also positive, even for surpassing that of Bitcoin. Ethereum had seen exchange inflows as high as 589.4 million in a 24-hour period, and outflows were 497 million, which was almost 100 million net inflows. So people might be selling Ethereum some more. Ethereum has not been doing well as of late, as it's dropped under $2,000, 1,946. As you can see, the Bitcoin inflows did actually play a part yesterday in bringing Bitcoin down to 29,200 from about 30,200. So we dropped about 1,000 points. We stayed kind of stable until then, but the Bitcoin inflow into exchanges is still very, very high, and we do actually need to be careful about that. Of course, the stock markets have actually dumped today, and that's also part of the reason. We gained 600 points yesterday, but we dumped 300 points today. The Nasdaq has dumped even more than the Dow, and as you can see, the tech stocks actually affect crypto more than general stocks, so that's definitely not good news for people that are actually in crypto. Obviously, this is all pretty much short term. I don't expect the situation to get better for a couple of months. The Fed will probably announce rate hikes again next month, as well as the next subsequent meetings. So with the interest rate actually going higher, mortgage payments are going higher. So that means I think the housing market's going to slow down, and eventually inflation will actually curb. Obviously, the war is exasperating things. So energy prices are not going to come down for a while. So my guess is we're probably not going to get better until closer to the end of this year. But in terms of short term, this week so far does not look very, very good for crypto. And the rest of this month, I have doubts will be really good either. Now, the futures does expire on the 27th. Maybe that will get rid of a little bit of negative sentiment, as the first part of the month is generally a little bit better than the last. So maybe, hopefully next week, we could see a small relief rally, maybe up to 32,000 before going back down around 30,000 again. I do expect us to trade within this range for a while, maybe slightly downward for several months. So that's the news for today. Let me know what you think, like and subscribe, and hit that bell notifications button. Thank you, and have a nice day.